back on the internet.
I'm Kitt.
I'm Kitt too.
We're all
I'm also Kitt.
Hi, welcome to Kitt. We're Kitt. It's kind of like when they name a show after it's Jerry, or I can't think of any example. Seinfeld, I guess is an example. What's the first name I'm thinking of? Like Maury.
Maury.
But ours is Kitt. Kitt.
Oh.
It's young Kitt.
Young Kitt. Oh, like young Sheldon.
Yeah, that was what I was.
Okay, thank you. It took me a second to catch up.
Operating a few seconds behind.
I've seen one singular clip of young Sheldon. I think it's from it's last season, and he's young Sheldon. I shouldn't just presume you know who I'm talking about. Young Sheldon, the man, the myth, the legend himself, is out in his backyard at night. And he's looking at a porta potty, and he's like, I imagined it was a TARDIS. And then he's dressed as the Seventh Doctor, and then I was like, whoa, look, it's a TARDIS. And that was it. That's what I saw of young Sheldon.
I don't think I can do the podcast today. I think I'm done after that explanation. Already too much Doctor Who.
Oh no. Well, well, just you wait. I don't want to get too much further without rolling the intro, because I feel like we're just gonna start talking. So you might as well just. That's fun.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, that one, I think it cut off faster than it's ever cut off, and you didn't make a single peep. So it was literally just
wow.
And then you were silent for a full 30 seconds this time. Instead of, last week as referenced, or last episode, it was kind of more of like
Discord was like, I'm onto your shit now.
Yeah, all right, enough of this good morning stuff. Enough.
None of it.
I don't know what dying banshee you have in your garage, but you need to get out of here.
Eventually, we've got to clip that in so people can actually hear what we hear.
Yeah.
Because it is, I can't explain how much joy it brings to me at the start of every one of these episodes.
Yeah.
That one was just the creme de la creme.
I don't know. I think I liked the last ones better just because I liked the of it,
But what about the good morning? Do I get to?
You haven't said that yet.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
well.
night.
Oh, good. Good morning.
There's something so funny about hearing you say good morning. But this one was good. This one did make me laugh. Anyway,
It's a good one.
good morning. It is
good
Monday,
morning.
August 26th, 2024. I am one of your hosts, Terry.
I'm also Terry, but Chris.
And I'm Terry Kitt.
It's kind of like how old ladies used to be like Mary George and Mary Beth and Mary Sue and Mary Ann and
They still are south of the Mason-Dixon, buddy.
Oh, really? Like young people?
I know an asinine amount of people with two names. I went to high school with 3 Mary Beths.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Culture shock. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
that's
a big thing.
For the
down
longest
south.
time, everybody thought my name was actually John Michael.
why.
Well, because everybody in my dad's... this might show, the fact that my dad hates me. But everybody on my dad's side of the family, every male is named John. So, like, my brother's Jonathan. My dad is John Bruce. My granddad was John something else. And then, so it just everybody was John. I'm the only person without John in my family line that's male.
Interesting. What? Do you happen to know why that happened?
Because my dad hates me? I thought we went over this like
but
the second
like,
I'm a disappointment to my father? What? I don't.
from the second you were born or conceived? I mean.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I'm so sorry, kid. Stupid fucking baby. You know what? I'll show him. Michael.
You're not gonna be a fucking John, you dumb baby.
Also, because it's not like a punishment because you got an objectively better name.
I'm not gonna name you one of the most common names in the world. I'm gonna call you Mike.
Get fucked, baby.
So I went from one of the most common names to one of the third most common
Yeah.
names.
So it's like it's not much of a change. It's just a different name. So it's like that's why I feel like it doesn't feel like an attack. It feels just like actually, if anything, it's an attack on the rest of your family because he's like, fuck you guys. I don't want to stick with tradition. I'm going rogue, Mike.
So to be fair, that was probably more it because I don't think he actually likes the name John. That's why my brother's Jonathan instead of John.
Well.
So it was probably more of a take
Jonathan was
family.
like testing the waters of rebellion, and then Michael was like taking a dive in.
Yep,
That's the name. Wouldn't that have been some shit though? If like he had Jonathan is like, no, I can't break with tradition. Then you have John and Jonathan.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. What would you do with a third?
Johnny.
Well, basically, everybody in my family, their first name was John, and then they go by their middle name.
Oh, right, because that's like we were talking about with the whole like Mary Beth, Mary Sue, Mary whatever thing. Yeah, right. You'd be John Michael. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we're coming back around. I'm catching up. Hey, listen. I'm being a little slow this morning, but I'll catch up eventually. All right.
This morning, this night.
Oh. So I'm drinking a beer called SotI.
You shut up. Don't talk to me like that.
You want to take us outside?
Sit down or I'll sit you down.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, it's a IPA, Imperial IPA.
An IPA.
It's from Pitacola Brewing Company in Texas. And it's pretty good, and it's stronger than I was expecting, and I haven't eaten today, so...
Oh.
So Kitt's going to get
Welcome
drunk
to
on this
Unhappy
episode.
Hour.
Well, in that case...
Yeah, I'll remain our designated driver for the night because I'm only drinking pineapple coconut sparkling water.
I've got a Voodoo Ranger hard charge tea.
Oh, is it the one featured in our famous last episode? Guess that
It's not
fridge?
the same. It's not the same one, but it's the same. Like it's not that exact one, but it's the same one.
Because that would have been interesting, or not? Well, actually, okay. Interesting is way too strong of a term. It would have been mildly noteworthy.
Fascinating. The continuity between these episodes is really something.
Yeah.
No, I drink a lot alcohol. Alcohol does not last long in this house.
I think a lot of people once they buy it, they drink it.
Yeah, I don't buy. I mean, I've got a lot of whiskey that sits around, but I'm not slamming down handles.
Yeah,
as I once
but
did.
Yeah, it makes sense though that you would like make your way through it. I don't know.
Well, like with cans.
Do you mean
I feel
like it's happening
like
overnight? You like buy a 12-pack and it's gone the next day. And then I don't know. Yeah.
No, but I feel like with cans or smaller form, easier to drink, I guess. Alcohol, no one's.
Oh yeah, I mean, God, anything in a can in this house, I'm drinking it in days.
I think we talked about that before, but I love drinking.
Yeah,
not even like alcohol, just having liquid in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I drink everything: water, soda, sewer water. I don't care, just liquid. Put it in my mouth. Get it in me.
As long as it's not white.
Yeah.
As long as it's not white, I don't care.
You'll drink sewer water, but you won't drink. Well, I don't know what
Mayonnaise?
white milk.
What's white? Coconut milk.
Yeah, I think we should have gone with any milk, but I think we both, for some reason, thought mayonnaise first, and I don't know why.
I will not drink mayonnaise.
I forgot
on
just
principle.
milk existed for some reason.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I'm not a milk person. Also, coconut milk. Of all the milks, there's much more common milks. Oat milk, almond milk, just regular ass titty cow
Regular
milk.
fucking milk. I've never seen a titty on an almond.
Yeah, show me the almond titties, please, right now. Send me pictures.
Show me them titties.
Show me them titties. Dun, 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 dun. Family Feud.
We would be canceled if it was a while ago. Woo! Because of the word titty was one of those like 7 words you can't say on TV.
Titty? You can't say titty?
Yeah, you can't say titty.
Yep. George Carlin did a whole bit about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the George Carlin bit. I can replay the song in my head, but
titty's one of them?
Yeah.
The 7 words are shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Tits. Oh, so you probably
So
could say titty.
I just said all. Yeah, you can say pussy as much as you want, but you can't say shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, or tits.
Well, I think pussy is the cat, right?
Well, exactly, yeah. Pussycat, pussycat, I love you. Yes, I do. See,
And that's why they gotta put the sucker on the end of cock.
Mm-hmm.
I
Otherwise,
always thought that they were singing to a vagina.
if anybody's listening and you can't tell, this is rated explicit. So
yeah. And if anyone's listening, hey, thank you. I appreciate you sticking around.
yeah, I appreciate you sticking around. I hope that there is some 11-year-old listening to this.
I hope not. Jesus. That was one of the worst parts about my early YouTube days, was the fact that there were children fucking everywhere. I was surrounded by children all the time, and I fucking despised it.
The modern internet is so weird because I feel like we were kind of part of the last generation to have the fully untapped internet, where it was just buck wild, and it was also in such a weird place where there was just a lot of shit out there that probably impacted my mental state a little bit.
I wondered about that myself too, because I mean, like, for the most part, I was gonna say, for the most part, I was just like making YouTube videos or whatever. But while that might not seem like a huge traumatic thing, it has 100% had a significant impact on my overall mental health throughout my life since starting. Like, the whole thing of every time I do anything, I think about making it a video. And the fact that I feel so like, anytime I do anything creative, the idea of it either being a video or being seen on YouTube or on the internet in some capacity has it's just firmly wormed its way into my core of my brain. Look at that, there's almond titties.
First
Thank
of all,
you, Kitt.
I hate that, Kitt. Second of all, I want to ask something. Either of you can answer this. This is more geared toward Terry because I think we think kind of similar. Do you ever like just you're doing shit and sometimes you just kind of start talking to yourself like you're doing a video while you're doing it, or is that just some weird mental thing that I do? Because sometimes I'll be there and like I'm cooking and I'm just cooking on my own and I'll start just bebopping to myself like I'm making a cooking video. Nothing's recording.
I don't out loud, but I suppose the general running commentary in my head is that. And I guess the more alone I am, the more likely that is to actually slip out and become verbal and audible.
Yeah, it's not something I do a lot around people, but it's definitely something that it's always there in my head. And I like everything, constantly. I can't do anything without thinking about turning it into a video. And I absolutely hate that.
I have that problem too, and that's one of the reasons why I actually stopped playing games for the longest time.
Oh, sure.
Because every single time I would play a game, I'd be like, oh, I could turn this into a video, and then it's like, oh, no, this is no longer fun. No, because now I'm thinking that I'm wasting my time playing a video game rather than recording it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and exactly. And I have hundreds of games in my Steam library that I've bought over the years, and a hefty hunk of them was with the idea that I would someday do a Let's Play on them. Knowing I did Minecraft videos. Why did I buy all these games? I have no idea. Granted, these are games I would still play, but
I find that varies a lot depending on the type of game, too. I feel like, you know, some games I feel like doing that more for than others. It's definitely weird going back and like I've played Minecraft over the last year, just no recording, no streaming, no nothing, and it was almost weird just raw dogging Minecraft.
But like, it was good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it feels really good, especially because I mean, really, the whole time I've owned the game, you know, I've almost always done videos in it in some form or fashion. So it's kind of, especially like doing big shit and going through and like actually playing. Because I mean, there was a time before I started doing YouTube or started doing Minecraft videos where I just kind of played it, but that was like 2 or 3 months.
Oh,
and
really?
I wasn't very good at it because I was like 12.
I don't think I can play that one without talking to myself now. Like, even if I try playing it by myself, I'm like either preparing to record a video or I have to be like, okay, I am about to hit this tree with my face and then build a house. Like, if I don't have that commentary, I can't play it. It's part of the game.
Fair enough. What about in your day-to-day life, like Chris was talking about?
I really don't do that a whole lot.
No?
I might just be the weird one.
Mainly because I'm too busy like randomly singing to myself or talking to myself or talking to dogs or
right in the middle of the missile factory, people are like, "Where's Kitt?" And he's outside petting dogs.
He's petting dogs and rambling to himself.
He's rolling around in a little grassy knoll. I have such a distinct image in my head of you rolling around. There's like a golden retriever there, and you're just like, you can clearly see you're mouthing something, but no one can tell what. And you're isn't that the guy who built all the missiles? Yeah.
We just kind of let him do whatever he wants because
without him we can't build the missiles.
So 2 quick notes I want to mention quick.
Yeah,
Sorry, I repeat myself. I'm not too good at the words.
Jesus.
Chris's birthday was meant to
It
be
is.
mentioned last episode because it was
meant to be.
because I
Happy
think last episode
birthday.
came out the week of, no, this is your birthday week. Where are we?
What is today?
Today's the day this is being recorded on is the 15th. My birthday is in 2 days.
Yeah, so Guess That Fridge. Did Guess That Fridge come out this past Monday? Yeah, it
Yeah.
must have.
Yeah, Guess That Fridge was-
So Guess
was
That
on the
Fridge
12th.
was supposed to feature a reference just to the fact that you were having a birthday this week. And then the week this comes out is my birthday, literally tomorrow. When this comes out, not tomorrow as we're recording it, obviously. Yeah, so happy birthday to the most
27th?
important members of the human race. Yeah, the 27th is my birthday, yep.
We're 10 days apart.
Nice. Happy birthday.
I don't
and
have a
happy
fun birthday like
birthday.
6ix9ine day, but not all of us can
Yeah.
be so blessed.
I'm shocked
Also,
at
happy
the number
birthday
of
8 days
people
ago?
that I know
like
that.
that.
were born on 6/9.
Is it more than one?
I know a couple people. Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you, fancy man.
I know. I try and surround myself with that kind of energy.
Yeah. I believe it. I believe it.
Oh, no, I actually do know somebody else who was born 6'9".
It's the man who's always looking at me in the mirror.
It's like this ugly guy. He's in his mirror. Oh, I went the opposite. No, there's a guy that I work with that actually has a birthday on 6'9".
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody else mentioned that at one point. It's like, hey, y'all have the exact same birthday. I was like, oh, but he was born in like 1990. I wish. Because I'm older than him.
Yeah, wait, what year
So-
were you born? I just realized I have no idea.
1988.
Oh, so not even that far off. Okay.
Fucking
Yeah.
grandpa.
Yeah. Grandpa,
Back in my
Kitt.
day, I experienced all the 90s.
You're 10 years older than me? Jesus.
That's wild. So old and crusty now.
These long 25, almost 26 years.
My wife's a year older than me, and I like to give her a lot of shit about that.
Ooh, cougar.
Pretty much. We work for the same company now, so she's going through and doing all of her training for everything, and I just keep walking by going, sexual harassment. We both work from home, in case anybody's wondering. This isn't like going on in an office.
You're going around the office just like cupping a feel. It's fine. We're married.
No, but I've got a lot of fun. I've got a lot of joy at it, just going up and being like, sexual harassment.
Wait, okay, let me just clarify that I heard what I think heard. Did you say she works at the same company now?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's kind of fun,
Not
though.
like doing the same thing, but it's a big fucking company.
I mean,
There's a
yeah,
lot of
that's
people.
fair enough, but it's just like, wow, what a quinky dink.
Yeah, I always feel odd about like anything like that because then it's like, well, what if somehow randomly the company goes down or something? Then it's like diversifying is always really nice, or if they have like weird layoffs or anything like that. So I
guess.
always try to make sure that
Without revealing
Me and
the
my wife
name of the
don't work
company,
together.
I don't imagine it going under
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Well, I mean, even like big giant tech companies have laid off a lot of people
I
this
mean,
year.
that's true. There are a lot of tech
So
layoffs.
that's why I'm like, but that's different.
I feel
sure
yeah,
things
no,
are
like, I
fine.
feel like the big difference with that is like, I mean, I feel like Chris's company's still making money.
That's true.
That's kind of the business that we're in.
I am sweating so much more than I have ever sweated in an episode. It is hot today.
If you need to turn on your AC or whatever, just do it, man. It's summer.
No.
People will understand. It's fine.
I'm already messed up my audio once. I can't do it again.
It's only been 20 minutes. There's probably at least 40 more minutes of this kit.
Well, actually, I can't even turn it on right now because if I only thing I had on was the fan. But if I turn on the AC right now, it's so hot the AC stops working
What? Huh?
because it's working in overdrive, and so it just kind of breaks my circuit.
Oh, so like the AC doesn't break. You just like trip a fuse.
Yeah, I trip a fuse.
Okay.
The AC in the house works beautifully, by the way. Just it was wondering. So right now, I feel like I'm in a sauna, and it's actually kind of feels nice, strangely. So it's not actually that bad.
Well, with that
Go
in
ahead,
mind,
Kit.
I mean, you don't
Go ahead
have
and just
to
get naked.
Yeah, I was saying you don't
Yes.
have to wear your clothes. I guess you could just grab a towel and really embrace the whole thing.
Yeah, sauna it up, man. Get some hot stones, and
Hey guys, welcome to my sauna.
we'll do the next episode. We'll do sauna cast. We'll all go out to our garages and get naked.
Finally, this is what I've been trying to do since Go Bigger.
Just bits hanging out. Just
Yeah.
a couple dudes talking about life.
Just dudes and their bits talking about life. Ugh.
Is that a thing that the current generations are keeping alive? Saunas. Or like in that, because I feel like I see that a lot in movies, and it's just old dudes with their dicks hanging out.
It's a very huge gym thing.
I think it's a little more cultural too than I feel like
it might be.
I know up in Ely, Minnesota, there's a lot of stuff because I think they had a lot of Scandinavians settle up there, and so they have lots of references to saunas. And there's this one little gift shop there called Mealy's that they have this basically like it's like very much like a gift shop, and so they have lots of like knickknacks and kind of just junk. But then they have like a whole area that
they do get junk.
Oh yeah, they get some junk, all right. But otherwise, they have this whole other section that has a bunch of like ladles and books related to saunas, and it's like the wall and part of it is supposed to actually look like a sauna because it's like wood paneled and stuff. So I don't know if people up there have a sauna.
That's one of those things. I feel like I see it a lot in movies, but it might just be where I live. There's just it's like a sauna if you step outside. Why do I need to pay for this service?
I wonder about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But even where I live, like every single gym, they advertise that they have like a really nice sauna.
Yeah, no, and I can believe that too. Yeah.
That seems to be the only people that use it are like I'm healthy, I'm into sauna. It's like, just walk outside, bruh.
Yeah, we're in the South and it's August. We have a sauna here.
Yeah.
And it rained a lot this year, so it feels wet.
That's part of why I was very dumb. I like the idea of anecdotal madness where I just go outside, but it's also very unfortunate that I started that show in fucking August.
Listen, have you seen my comments that I left on the episode?
You've been doing some good comments. You've been doing some good ones.
Well, I just want to say specifically one thing I noted, if you didn't read it yet, is that I feel like there was a missed opportunity to record an episode during the hurricane of like, hey, we're bunkering down during a hurricane. You hear all that wind blowing? You hear our house being ripped apart? That's a hurricane. Like and subscribe.
We didn't get hit too hard by the hurricane.
That's good.
It kind of touched us a little bit, but we're pretty far.
Just went like up.
Yeah, just enough for that sexual harassment.
Yeah. Just a little look behind the ear. But then, so with that in mind, though, I don't know. I feel like you don't have to record. I mean, when you're on your own, it probably is nice to step away from your desk or whatever. But I don't feel like it has to be specifically like going out and wandering in the woods or even just sitting outside if the weather isn't permitting for it, And also, like if you do have like, where did you talk about having like friends come to town or something on one of these episodes?
Let's talk about at some point. I'm gonna go out to a buddy of mine's wedding in California. Fuck is going on? There's been like 6 ambulances have driven by. Jesus, there's another one. There goes another one. Oh, it's a sheriff. Somebody fucked up.
Oh boy. We'll tune in next episode and we'll get a follow up on who was murdered.
Shit. Yeah. There was like 3 ambulances and then a sheriff. Oh, there goes another one.
Yeah. No, that sounds like a proper emergency. Okay. Well, yes. Good luck to whoever's involved. I hope everything's okay. Holy shit.
Probably a meth lab blew up out here.
But anyway, so I was thinking like when you went on that trip, then I guess that must have been what I was thinking of. That you could record an episode there, and that could be at a bar, it could be in a hotel room, it could be at a house. It doesn't really matter,
That's one of the things I need to get better about doing is just like going places to record that show, because I always just go out and sit in the same spot, and I feel like I could just kind of like Anma, just take it places, go places.
You for sure could, yeah. And I think
that's something I want to work on for that show. It's a work in progress. The joy of that show is it's absolute chaos.
Yeah, and I think also I don't know if I made it clear too, and I was also thinking that you could have other people on in your life if you wanted.
Oh yeah, that eventually that is part of the plan for that. I don't have a recording setup for that now.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, I just think idea of someday.
Yeah.
As somebody who listens to the show every week, it's become part of my ritual. All the stuck on the internet, all our productions and everything have become part of my routine as somebody who consumes content as well as somebody who makes it.
It's good. We do. I think we do a pretty good job overall.
Yeah, I think everything in here is actually really solid, and not just because I'm in it, not just to toot our own horn, but no, I think everything's solid. Like I listen to it and I actually laugh out loud, which is something I don't do a lot with podcasts.
Yeah. I like the fridge episode, the last episode of Good Morning, Good Night. Jesus, I can't remember what show I'm on.
That's this one.
The show that we're recording right now. The whole like first 5 minutes of that episode, I just was rolling. It was great. So yeah, watch if you've never listened to Good Morning, Good Night, I can highly recommend that show. It's a great podcast.
That other show.
That other
Good
show.
night. Not this show. This is Boycast.
This is just naked dude boy cast in a sauna.
This is naked boys in the garage.
This is just a couple naked boys being guys being dudes with their dicks out.
Listen, I was gonna say a second ago. I would love to be guys being dudes, being gay, being dudes, being guys with you guys, but I don't have a garage. So I can't do that part of it. And also, it just does not get as hot up here. It just doesn't.
What's the hottest it normally gets up there during the summer? Like average highs.
The average high would, be like 90. Like its absolute peak. But I feel like summers hover around the 80s.
Yeah, like this week has been a reprieve down here because it's been like 85. It's been in the mid 80s, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be 90, and then Saturday it's supposed to be like 95.
Yeah, so that's too much.
And then that's before the humidity.
It's only 99 today, which is pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, that's
fuck
nice.
that.
It's only in double digits.
See, this
You want to put a jacket on?
Yeah, I would, but I'm still already sweating.
again.
That's
the
because
sauna.
it's the garage, so it kind of heats it up more.
What is the weather right now for us here? It's 67 degrees, and that's been like that basically all day
God.
today. It's been lovely. There was rain. It was nice. Oh man, the weather here is so much better than all you other motherfuckers.
Right now
doing.
it's 80, and the real feel is 84.
Yuck. It's too hot.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
I like where I live. My problem is there's this. I was thinking about this the other day, especially as a homeowner with a lot of property to upkeep. It's a horrible situation to be in because during the summer it gets too goddamn hot to go outside and do anything when the sun's up all day, and then there's like a month period where the sun is up a decent amount and it's not asinine hot outside, and then the sun starts setting at 5 o'clock.
Oh.
Yeah, like I have to go mow, and I am dreading future Kitt that is gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you're gonna die. That's how this is the last episode because that's how I die.
Yeah, it's a uphill battle.
Let's see. Does it have a forecast for tomorrow? Yeah. Let's see. Friday's supposed to be 72.
Jesus Christ, 72
A high of 72
in August?
Yeah. God, I love this state. Also, it's been fun with Tim Walz becoming the vice presidential candidate lately.
Oh.
Now there's been a lot more attention on Minnesota, and it's funny to see the attempts of attacks on him because they're not working. Because it's like
I've really enjoyed not to derail this too
Yeah.
far into political space, but I knew of Tim Walz before he got selected for VP, and I've heard good things about him, but I never like paid attention to him or listened to him speak. I could listen to that man speak all day because he is, honest to God, probably the most down to earth politician I have ever listened to.
And that's what's I think the funniest part is like, yeah, there's also every once in a while over these last few weeks somebody tries to like bring up some sort of a comment, some sort of an attack, and it just falls so flat because you look at him, you listen to him, you look at his record, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, he's just like your dad who's gotten into politics.
The best way I heard him described is like if he's the attitude a lot of people on the right had before Trump got involved.
Oh yeah, like he's just like an average guy.
He's just a dude,
well,
just a regular dude.
He used to be a Republican, and then whenever like everything went crazy, he was like, things have gotten weird over here, so I'm actually gonna go be a Democrat now.
Ends up becoming a very progressive governor of the state and everything too. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely done good
he's
things
pretty
for
good.
the state of Minnesota. So
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like you can't attack them and say like everyone in the state is miserable and poor and everything. It's like no, I mean we're doing. People are pretty happy. We've got
Minnesota ranks consistently in the top 5 of pretty much every report that comes out.
Yeah, in like every kind of metric too, like among like education and happiness overall and like quality of life in general. Like we're like these climate change havens up here in the Midwest, you know?
Fucking 72 in August.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
it's fucking great.
Man, Greg Abbott needs to make it so that it's 72 in August in Texas.
Greg Abbott needs to go die in a hole.
No extra comments on here. I agree.
And so, and I do have a note in the doc here. I think it's fitting that we on this podcast have been talking a lot about the cultural differences between the South and maybe just the rest of the country, the rest of the world. Maybe, I don't know. You know, it's an interesting little corner of the world. But now with all the attention on Minnesota, I think it'd be fun to start talking about our neck of the woods a little bit. Starting with a term I saw on Reddit earlier, whipping shitties. Do you guys know what that means? Have you heard this before at all?
Whipping shitties?
I was gonna ask about whipping shitties.
I didn't even totally realize until I read this earlier that this wasn't like I'm like, oh, that's right. People don't say this.
People just whip shitties all the time.
Well, not necessarily all the time. My dad broke his leg. So somebody was whipping shitties.
So can you describe
What
whipping
the
shitties mean?
Can I get a guess? I just want to hear a guess.
I'm gonna guess based on what you said about your dad, it's something to the effect of eating shit.
No.
Okay,
well,
all right. You think my dad ate shit? That's good.
I think your dad ate shit. Yeah.
All right, Kitt.
like somebody was driving recklessly and like doing donuts or something.
Doing
That's what I'm
whippets.
guessing.
Kitt, you are spot the fuck on. It's just another way to say doing
What?
donuts. And yeah,
Oh,
so my dad, as far as I remember, right, assuming I've got this right, one of his friends was whipping shitties and bashed him in the leg.
Holy
Okay.
Yeah, so that's your just little Minnesota lesson of the day.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that one before. That's actually
I'll just dig around and see about some other little colloquialisms.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely some weird shit that goes on up in the far north that we don't talk about enough. Like we could talk all day about the weird shit that goes on in the south. We got racism. I mean, what's weirder than racism?
What's the deal with racism?
What's the deal with racism? But racism's played out. I want to talk about whipping shitties.
Yeah.
You know, what these Yanks are doing up north.
Yeah, we're feeding kids and whipping shitties. It's a good place. It's a good place. What is also the deal with centaurs? I don't remember who had posted this image initially into our chat. A lot of people at home have probably seen this before, and I'll try to link it on the website from stuckontheinternet.com/centaurs. If you want, it says, if giraffe centaurs existed, would they look like this? Which is a centaur kind of body, but with a really long neck and the head on top. Or this, which is more of like an elongated torso, kind of still similar on that, where it's like the man body on the front of the horse, but then they have normal sized neck at this point.
This raised some questions for me personally when we began this discussion, because as I began trying to unravel what giraffe centaurs would look like, I started thinking about the biologics behind it, and I wanted to know, like, what's the organ distribution in the centaur look like? Because I feel like a lot of the body parts are made to protect the organs. I feel like that has to affect things.
Yeah, you would.
Like,
That would
evolutionarily.
Yeah.
huh.
You know, is it just long lungs?
Well, probably not long
Yeah.
lungs, because that
Where do the
doesn't-
lungs go?
No, see, they would have to, you would assume, be pretty powerful lungs, but I think generally how that kind of thing works, as far as I understand, is not just they get longer to match the size of the shape of the torso they're in or whatever, but they would have to be able to pump that oxygen throughout the vessels
Are there
and veins and
4
whatnot.
lungs? You know,
Why-
4 lungs, 2 hearts, 3
Wait,
stomachs.
Why are things duplicating? I would like to. I'm not sure why this. Why?
I don't
Well, I
think
mean,
things would duplicate.
The thing is, I mean, it's like it's got 2 rib cages. What are those rib cages protecting?
Oh, it does have 2 rib cages, doesn't it? Because yeah, you would have
Gotcha
the
there.
human one on either one of these, whether it's long neck or long torso.
That's where I'm coming from. Is like that stuff is what developed to protect. I mean, it can protect other organs, but like as you move down and start adjusting organs, you have to backfill where the organs from the other critter would
Maybe
go.
they just pack it full of meat,
It's just full of meat.
and they just have normal intestines and organs and whatnot, but they just pack the missing space with meat.
So, you know, that then raises another moral ethical question. Due to the volume of meat, do you think they would be harvested for sale?
If in real life, yes. Well, okay. The only question is, how sentient are they? No, it doesn't
I would
matter.
eat a
100%.
centaur.
I mean, I feel like if it's got a face, it's fairly
I
sentient.
mean, because this image here, I feel like I'm just looking at 2 different drawings of a guy who's part giraffe. And also, that's generally, I feel like the aesthetic of centaurs in general is that it is just like a guy, but then with a horse body.
Yeah, but like I just want to. It raises many questions about. Can I find this if I look it up? The anatomy of a centaur. Aha! You can Google it. What is in this bitch? Okay, I am glad that this also includes testicles.
Well, good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you
So,
gotta ask. You gotta know.
Here, I'm gonna paste this in the chat. This is fucking fantastic for an audio podcast. We do this every episode.
No, we're describing what we're talking about. It's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So this is anatomy of a centaur.
So this just kind of stretches out all of the innards.
It does
Yeah.
kind of make it look like they're just very big.
I like how looking
Compared
at the
to the horse.
specific image,
Yeah.
you can see where the penis apparently retracts up into the body and extends dog dick style.
Doesn't that happen with horse penises? Don't
Is
they do
how
that?
horse dicks work? I've never spent that much time trying to look at a horse's dick.
I don't also have much knowledge about horse genitals. I saw that video of that guy getting fucked by the horse once, but
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
boy.
like that they are like they retract or something until they're in the mood, and then it's longer than like almost their entire body or something crazy like that.
this diagram does sure seem to imply that that is exactly the case. Yeah. So
I feel like then in that case, the answer to this question would be the body would be down and the neck would be long.
that feels right to me as well. Yeah.
I feel like you would have, if you went with the thick neck body thing or the body's up, you'd probably want the arms up there, I'd imagine. That'd be kind of convenient to have the arms up by the head.
Coming out of the neck.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about the guy where the torso is up.
Yeah.
The one where the torso is up. I feel like that would be more convenient for like uses. That way you don't gotta bend your long fucking neck down to reach your hand.
Why
But
would
I
you-
feel like
What if
also from
what
an
if
evolution.
both of these are wrong and like the arms are actually super super long?
I was just about to say that. What if it needs to be long neck, extra long arms?
Long neck, long arms.
Well, because I mean, even in these drawings, look at the length of the. I have a little measuring bit on my. I have a tattoo. Let me see. It has little lines on it. So
What's the hold on? How much bend can a giraffe?
How much bend can a giraffe?
well said.
Not girth of centaur. I hate what
Girth
Google
of a
is
centaur? What the fuck are you talking about?
How much
to-
girth
okay.
can a centaur if centaur could girth centaurs?
Giraffes can bend their necks pretty good.
Yeah, they use them to fight with, so they whip them back and forth.
Yeah, I feel like okay. Yeah, they got
according
some
to my
bend in those.
finger,
I whip my neck
the
back
guy,
and forth. I whip my neck back and forth.
the guy is 6 notches. His arm is 6 notches, and
He gets 6 measurements.
and the leg is 8. So the legs on these giraffes are longer, meaning that the arms could have some extra length provided, meaning that you could kind of meet halfway. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of meat, I could get some giraffe meat, I think.
What? Yeah? You think? How? Your dealer?
Is that a real
No,
thing?
from the
Can
store.
you buy giraffe meat?
What the fuck store? Okay, here we go. Can I just say also, 'cause as long as we're gonna go this direction as well, I have been obsessed with this fucking kangaroo thing since we started Stuck on the Internet. It started off as a mild curiosity in a junkyard, as the doctor once said. See, Doctor Who again. Remember that? Remember that callback? It started as a mild curiosity about a kangaroo, and it's become an obsession where every time I go anywhere where there's meat, I look for kangaroo. I think about it a lot. I talk to Molly about it a lot, and she's probably so fucking sick of it by now. I'm sorry, dear. But I just have to, I have a note here. Yeah, our roommate at some point came across kangaroo dog food, but that's the closest I've come. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
it's so common they use it as dog food.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah, it's
But like,
that's actually what they.
Why can I, a human being, still not find it at all anywhere?
I don't know. Have you tried the store?
Yeah, I've tried the store. That's what I'm just saying. I've tried the store. Oh, the store. Oh, I didn't think to go to the store. I was just looking around my house for kangaroo.
What is the name of the store that you can purchase kangaroo meat at?
I don't know. What stores do y'all got?
Kangaroo are us.
I just go to this local store and get some kangaroo meat.
Oh, here. That's the most information we've got in weeks. A local store.
Okay, I'm gonna Google this. Where?
Yeah, it's like a
Local
Walmart?
store. Wait, you get. So wait. Whoa. Did you just say you get your kangaroo at fucking Walmart?
No, it's like a Walmart.
It's like a Walmart. A local Texas exclusive. Is it like the Dairy Queen deal where they have an exclusive Walmart deal?
They have kangaroo at Walmart in Texas.
Okay, so kangaroos are pests. They get into your trash and everything too, and like knock over things, and they're so common they use it as dog food.
You didn't know about the dog food thing until I said it, so
Okay.
hold on now.
I googled kangaroo meat in the city that Kitt lives in. I don't know if we discussed that publicly. And there is a place called Wild Fork that sells fucking kangaroo meat.
Kitt?
$11.98 a pound.
Wait, you know where I live?
Yeah, don't worry about that part. I know the broad metropolitan area that you live in. We're not going to talk about that.
No, I think that's the most important thing.
No, we're not going to talk. We're going to talk about the fucking kangaroo meat. We're not here to talk about how I know where everybody lives. And I have everyone's social security numbers. It was for employment processing.
It's for employment processing.
Wait,
that's
what?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, boy, Kitt, you're gonna owe some taxes at the end of this, buddy.
Oh,
I hate
no.
to tell you that. We had to give the IRS somebody, and I don't know what my own social. I can't remember my social security number.
Yeah, you know how many digits that
that's-
is? It's like 15 digits long.
I was given a piece of paper when I was born and told not to lose this, and I'm an irresponsible adult. Can you imagine what I was as a baby?
Yeah, what do you think? Babies are to keep
Promptly
track of social
lost it.
security cards? It's crazy.
Oh, Jesus, it's just so much easier to remember yours.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, you can buy ground kangaroo here. You can also buy alligator tenderloins, beef
See,
liver.
Alligator, I would like, oh yeah, you just shipped it over from like fucking Louisiana or some shit, you know. But kangaroo has to be imported from a whole other hemisphere, a whole other continent. I recognize that hemisphere is bigger than continent, and I should have probably scaled that differently. But anyway,
Oh, what? You can get like bison hot dogs here.
and see
Yeah, just
again,
bison wieners.
I see bison frequently, so this isn't.
Yeah, I
this
see
is not
bison.
a surprise.
I think the biggest concern is the fact that the meat that we are trying to obtain comes from a different hemisphere. It comes from there's a different season where kangaroo comes
Yeah,
from right
it's
now.
like Christmas right now or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in Australia, Christmas is actually in August.
Yeah.
Jesus was born on a completely different day. Australian Jesus was born on
Oh
a
no! But
completely different
now you mention it, there was an Australian YouTuber I used to watch a lot, and I do remember him doing like a vlog once, and it was like a Christmas vlog, and they were having like a full like barbecue and everything, and they had like Santa hats on, but otherwise like socks or not socks.
socks. They're all just naked, only wearing
They had
socks.
shorts and tank tops and all sorts of like summer apparel, and it was, but otherwise they were like doing like a Christmas barbecue. So that was interesting.
Yeah, because it's summer over there.
Well,
isn't
no, I know. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not confused about it. It was interesting to see.
You know how like there's more than one hemisphere, right?
Yeah, I brought it up.
Like the
This is
Earth is
literally
kind
the
of
conversation
like globe.
that we're having.
Yeah, on the other side of the flat disc that is our planet, there's Australia. If you flip our planet
It's
like
a
a pancake,
cube, obviously.
it's a cube.
not flat.
Cube World.
Cube World, finally out.
After
Yeah.
20 years.
Actually, wait.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to talk about Cube World.
That's one of those games I don't not to talk about Cube World, but to talk about Cube World. That's one of those games I don't understand how people play religiously, because it's a lot of fun to play for like 15 minutes.
I don't even remember which one Cube World. Oh, right. That was the game that like started out in production and then like the guy quit like halfway through.
The guy
and then-
kept quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somehow it keeps on existing.
It's a game that everybody in the world pirated because they took it down.
Yeah.
And everybody just downloaded it off Pirate Bay.
What happened to Rivet's
Yes.
channel?
Does he still do?
I would
He
assume.
does,
I
he
found-
does like a vlog where he travels the world now.
Wow. Either I found a billion
world,
War
yeah.
Never Changes videos, but where the fuck is Rivet? I want to see his Cube World.
He's still going. He's not doing Cube World anymore. He's
I mean, I guess you did just say they do. Does he not have a channel anymore? What the fuck?
does.
He
Here's
has 2 channels.
Look, I looked up Rivet Head 1 and I looked up Rivet Head 1 Cube World, and all I find is War and Armor Time. Both of which I would love to talk to again someday, by the way. I don't think either of them like me very much, but they would talk to you guys.
I don't know. I don't think War liked me ever at all. Armor, maybe.
I liked Armor Time. He's a nice guy.
I liked Armor. He was a good dude. Yeah. Rivet did a Cube World video 4 months ago.
Can you? By the way, I'll just say for context for anyone who's listening and doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, which
Yeah, we should probably circle back on that.
Rivet Head is a friend of ours who we used to play on a Minecraft server with, and he does gaming videos and stuff. Wow, still nearly every day to this very day. Holy shit!
I've got to say, we're 5 episodes into this. I'm surprised we haven't had the anthology episode. to try and remember the history of our YouTube history. I think we briefly talked about like how we started doing this at one point, but we never went through the thick of everything.
Well, yeah, it's a big old thing. It's kind of its own episode, which we'll do it someday, I'm sure.
If you want to go back and go bicker, there's one from like 5 years ago.
Well, it's probably privated now.
You started to record one at one point, I think, but it never actually made it edited.
Oh, like a big
If I
retrospective?
remember correctly. Yeah.
This?
Wait, no, of us talking about our YouTube history. Because I remembered at one point you like interviewed me on like all of my long, extensive history on YouTube since I was there when it was created, basically.
Oh, that's right. I was going to do, this was back in Go Bicker days. I was going to do a documentary on small YouTubers when we were talking about doing documentaries.
Oh, I remember that. Holy shit. I didn't realize you actually
I wonder if I still got,
started on
if I still got that somewhere. I think I've got as much as I delete shit on my computer.
that. You probably have this random fucking thing.
It's probably out there somewhere. Yeah, I'll have to look and see if I can find it. I completely forgot about that until now. Yeah, we had plans back when Go Bicker was rolling when we were trying to expand what we were doing. We were going to do some like mini docs, and I was going to do I completely forgot we even recorded that.
Yeah.
Because I remember talking about doing it, and I think I started getting stuff together on it, but I didn't ever remember doing any. Yeah, let's see if I can dig that up. Like, it's a cool concept, because the idea was basically like we sat down with a lot of the, a lot of the people that we'd worked with these, smaller content creators that have been doing stuff for a long time that, never really took off because there's thousands of them out there. And yeah, I never got off the ground for one reason or another. One reason or another being I'm me. And
it was a different time. Listen, it may still come around someday because it was an interesting idea, especially if you just focus on the group of people that we know or knew, I guess, really. Because even just
I've still got it.
That Banana Clanana or whatever the fuck her name was.
I have the whole interview.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I still have it.
Oh,
I'll have to go back and listen to that. Yeah, I just found it. It's in my old Go Bicker. I haven't deleted something yet.
I think it's a long video too, because I think we talked for like an hour and a half or something crazy like that.
I can believe that.
Let me see. Yeah, it's an hour. Yeah, it's an hour long.
Okay.
I'll have to go back. I kind of want to cut something together with that. That'd be kind of cool because that was in 2020.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to go back onto all of our channels and all the people we interview and kind of try to, I don't know, cobble something together. I do also want to make some sort of like a best of not really but kinda.
That show had some.
That would be cool.
Because it had some funny bits among the racism and whatnot.
we were very different people in those days.
Yeah.
I hate it because there was like you said, there was a lot of really good content. There's a lot of really good content buried in there, but boy howdy, we were on the absolute wrong side of the internet at that time.
I guess in hindsight now, I see it very much as a learning experience because I think you look at early Go Picker stuff like Crusty Pickled Grandmas, and then the very end of Go Picker with like our kind of slow fade out with Not Really But Kinda, which was a lot calmer than the rest of the show. I noticed when I was kind of doing my little deep dive not a deep dive, a surface level dive the other day.
It was funny. I went through when Rooster Teeth shut down, and I listened to the Anma podcast in entirety, and I remember one of the things that they were talking about is before Rooster Teeth, the last thing that they did was Drunk Gamers, and the whole thing with Drunk Gamers is they kept pissing people off, and they were all just like, fuck you guys. We don't give a shit.
Crazy how not doing that is like way better.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel like Go Bicker was for us, because there was shit that we were doing where we were literally like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, and it was funny, but it was not.
There's a lot of stuff in pertinence to Go Bicker that I will rewatch, and I'll go, boy, I can understand why people didn't like us. This is really funny to me personally.
Yeah.
But like, I can completely Go Bicker Plays Elite Snow is probably one of my favorite videos we've ever done. But I 100% realize it's also the meanest production we have ever created.
Yeah, that was. I know. Yeah, when we were still doing Not Really But Kinda, that was one of the productions that I watched to make me realize, oh my god, we really need to address publicly that we're not the same people we were. Because holy shit, so mean.
Yeah,
so aggressive.
it's don't get me wrong, it's funny if you understood all the background. That's part of the problem.
By the way, maybe we should mention quickly, because I don't know if that video is not up anymore. It's unlisted.
Yeah,
but because we were on with Rivet and some of these other people we were talking about, we were on the Brew Gaming Network. You guys all kind of started that, and I was around too, and we had the Minecraft server, the Brewcraft, and that was at some point, I don't even know how this all began, but I do know at some point it became kind of merged with Elite Snow.
Yeah, so not to derail this too far into a history podcast now, but
because you have the recording of it, actually us talking about that.
yeah, we do have a recording explaining all this, but basically what we did with Elite Snow was we shut down the Brewcraft server, and there were still some people that wanted to play Minecraft, but there wasn't enough to justify paying for a server. Somebody, I think Rivet, knew Russ, and he invited Russ. It was just somebody knew Russ and got involved with Elite Snow, and basically we came up with the idea of blend the two together. The people that want, there's a lot of really fun people over there, and there really are. There were a lot of great people involved with that.
Oh yeah,
and which is why the three of us who have been around since the dawn of time don't have any of them involved with this project.
Yeah, because we were bad people.
We were bad people. Tim's still here though.
Yeah,
in spirit. But anyway, yeah. So we kind of blended it together. So the people from Elite Snow that wanted to do basically drunk gamer stuff, or drunk gaming network, whatever they wound up calling that, and then there was the people that wanted to play the Minecraft server could play Minecraft, so it's kind of like just a joint effort for that kind of stuff, and then everything blew up like a year later.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so when we started Go Bigger, then we kind of Maya was brought in last minute, very last minute to Go Bigger, but I'm just thinking, like, once we were going into Go Bigger, I think as far as I kind of remember, I think we all kind of fell out of the Minecraft server then.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know for sure about Maya, but I know you and I did, Chris. And and then like a year or two later, I don't remember why we were prompted to try, but we discovered we were still on the whitelist for the server. And so late one night, we just got on and recorded a video of us fucking around, and we built a big bickerhead and insulted everybody and stole their shit.
I don't think we like blew anything up or mean into the world. We were just mean to people.
If I remember correctly, I think y'all like asked to go on the server for something, and they were like, "No, that's not happening."
No.
And then y'all were like, "Well, let's just see if we're still whitelisted." Because I think they did something, and then y'all were like, "Oh, let's just see this," because I feel like they did
like
something.
A new season or something. Like that.
Maybe it was
something
that
that triggered it, yeah, but I can't remember what.
I don't feel like we would have asked. I don't feel like that doesn't sound like something I would have done, especially back then, especially because I wanted to just fuck around and fuck with people. But I do know that it was that event that prompted them to like update and change and fix their whitelist.
Yeah. So really, y'all did them a favor.
I mean, yeah, probably in some ways. And we also probably did them a favor by leaving.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Go Bicker, it's really funny because Go Bicker was born because we were supposed to start the Elite Snow podcast.
And very quickly, Russ went, nope.
My favorite part of that piece of lore is I went into the first episode of that podcast to record it going, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't want to do this with Terry. I don't like dealing with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here we are, fucking, 8-10 years later.
Something like that, yeah. And I don't...
and we still hate Terry.
Yeah. Well, I hate him too. He's a piece of shit. He's always running his mouth. He's learned his place.
That's my friend you're talking about. You don't get to talk about him like
that. Yeah, it's like now we're all really, really good friends. Yeah. And obviously still doing this so many years later. But that's always been something that I've kept in the back of my mind and always laugh about. Is like, I remember distinctly joining that call like, I don't want to fucking be here. Yeah. I will be here because Russ asked me to be, but I don't want to fucking be here.
Like that. Whenever we were running our servers, life would have been so much easier if Terry wasn't on it. like 99% of the problems of running it was Terry.
There was so much shit that used to get stirred up just because you would get like there was a powder keg built, and then Terry would just be like, "Fuck it, I don't give a shit." And then Rivet would get set off.
And Rivet would defend me, and then I would just sit back and let it all kind of go.
And me and Kitt were sitting in the background trying to remediate all the damage.
Guys, stop yelling. Stop. Everyone stop.
The thing I miss most, though, about those days is Kitt's soliloquies that he would post in Skype. 14 and a half pages long. Not a goddamn word was spelled correctly.
But everybody knew what it meant.
But everyone knew exactly what it meant, and somehow it brought
the heart of the message across, and there would be brief peace, and then something would piss me off. That's the thing. I wish I could remember a little bit more of my specific mindset about why I think it was just that like I'm right and everyone else is wrong and they need to listen to me and anything that's said otherwise is just bullshit and I'm not going to listen to it. I kind of feel that sounds like me.
I think that was that was kind of the general feeling, but I really remember back those days, and I'm very, very extremely grateful for the fact that we're all now friends. But it's like it's always funny to think back to those days because I distinctly remember, especially during like the Maplecraft Birdcraft transition, where it was like every time something would catch on fire, everything would be on fire. Me and Kitt were trying to put everything out. Rivet was stoking the fire, and Terry was behind Rivet throwing gas on the fire.
Yeah. To be fair to us, though, maybe everyone else shouldn't have been so fucking annoying.
Oh yeah, there was looking back.
No,
on
that's not fair. That's not fair. I literally don't even remember exactly what they did. I just remember there being disagreements about how the server should be run, but I don't want to say that they're pussies or whatever the fuck. Just because I don't remember.
I'm not gonna say anything negative about those people. In case they're listening, and because of the fact that I realize now, looking back, that most of the people involved with those efforts were like 15.
Oh, I mean, it's maybe worth noting that so was I.
Yeah, so were everybody but Kitt and Rivet and Armor, or like the fucking sage elders of the servers.
And I was like 25.
Yeah, you were like 25. I was like 17.
Yeah. It was a recipe for failure.
Yeah,
really.
there's absolutely, like, we're saying all this stuff looking back, but it's like it's absolutely, we are talking about a series of like the high school kids and a few adults all trying to agree on how to best play Minecraft and record it. Like, it's so incredibly stupid looking back on it.
It's weird how like everybody also was like so invested in it, which was one of the coolest things ever, is that everybody had that passion for it, that they would get in arguments over it. And as you look back on it, it's like, that is one of the stupidest things ever, but it was cool to see. And I don't think I've ever seen something like that. And I don't know if I ever will again.
Yeah,
see somebody that passionate over something silly.
There was an era, and I think it was really around like 2013 to 2015, and it was when Minecraft SMP stuff was at its peak, at least in my opinion. There was a time where it was just, like you said, it was just unbridled. Like, people had very, very strong opinions creatively and honestly professionally. And it's so wild to look back on all of that now, especially to look at it through the lens of the fact that, this was all 30-year-olds arguing with 16-year-olds over Minecraft server. And then especially too, one of the things that I wanted to bring up last episode, and I don't know if we have time to talk a little bit about it today or not, but was the video that came out, of the stream that came out with Good talking about how Mindcrack fell apart.
Oh,
because that was right around that same era.
I've watched that like twice now.
So before we get into this, because I think we are going to have a little discussion on this. If you haven't seen it yet, we'll probably link it in the link dump. Mindcrack, I presume anybody listening to this has a decent idea of like Minecraft server lore.
Maybe not, but so...
Mindcrack was a big Let's Play group back in the early 2010s. It's absolutely massive. It was probably the biggest in the Minecraft game as far as just groups of people go.
It was a collection of, like, it's like all your favorite Minecraft YouTubers are playing on one server.
And
I think that was the first really big server, I think.
DocAmp. Yeah, it was. It's a lot of the people that are now on Hermitcraft came from Mindcrack, and I think it was about 2015, 2016, it really fell apart. And from a distance, it appeared it fell apart just because of all that was really released at the time, is they were kind of trying to make Mindcrack more of a business, and there were the bigger players in it, BWO, Generic B, Etho, a lot of these big names didn't want to be involved with that. That was the story that was sold at the time. Well, about a month ago, actually probably about 2 months ago by the time this comes out, the former leader of Mindcrack, Good, released, he does streaming now, and there was like a 30-minute section of one of his streams where he talked about what really happened leading up to everything falling apart. And there was a lot of, pretty much a tell-all, for lack of a better way to put it.
Which, can I say, was, as like somebody who was so invested in Minecraft back in the day, it felt like closure.
It really did.
It was
And
really good.
Okay.
And I think that's where a lot of the like just talking about the passion that came out of what we were doing. I think a lot of that was fed by the success of Mindcrack.
Yeah,
because
no,
at the time,
Rooster Teeth it inspired the podcast, but Mindcrack inspired all the Minecraft servers and the Let's Plays that came from that.
I have no doubt about it that Mindcrack is the reason we're sitting here today.
100%. In one of my very first YouTube videos, I had a Minecraft server called Nerdvana, and in the very first episode of that, I mentioned that I was like good. And that was in 2013.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, a huge influence. Yeah.
I know a big part of the reason I kept with Let's Playing as long as I did was because of Minecraft servers. And a lot of that was because I was very invested into Mindcrack. And, my own channel kind of dissipated around the time that their channel, Mindcrack did.
Which also, at that point, there was that Minecraft is now again very popular. And it was when Minecraft was kind of up and coming and everything. But there was a very significant dip where a lot of people weren't playing, a lot of people weren't watching. And it was kind of like this... Well, just a lull. I was going to say something more dramatic, like a dark period for the game, but it's just a lull. It was just a lull.
It was a lull in attention. I think a lot of that broadly just comes from age difference, because I know I stopped playing a lot of it when I became an actual adult, and now there's a lot of younger people in that age that are able to play it again. And I think there's also the fact that people are coming back for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, and I think it's a different community now, and it was extremely different back then.
Yeah, that was back in. I mean, that was right after the game had been formally released. That was back early into Minecraft when it was still at its like vanilla Minecraft was at its peak. And
the way YouTube videos were made was way different too. It's way slower. You kind of just record for 20 minutes and upload that.
Yeah, and I mean that was the standard. And it's I could go on rants and rants and rants about how content's changed over the years, but like specifically looking at that video that came out, I'm just going to refer to it as a video. It's a clip of a live stream that's uploaded by someone that wasn't good, but basically it came out that the whole reason that they launched the contract and kind of tried to make it a brand was to protect the brand from a lot of apparently very illegal shit that two people involved with the server were doing.
Yeah, I remember the illegal stuff that ended up like coming out before that. They actually talked about the illegal stuff, and I thought that was kind of like, oh, that happened, but then the server still went on. I didn't realize that was the whole reason why they actually started the whole contract thing was because
that was like a weird like child gambling thing or something like that, right? Wasn't it? Well, not child gambling.
I think part of it came from a lot of it started
a fake advertisement thing or something.
Yeah, it was like false advertising, but like specifically because like I don't know. I think children were involved just because it was a younger audience because of Minecraft, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it came down as well from they really fell down after Play Mindcrack and Rob got involved with things.
Well, that was interesting too. I had no idea about any of that. I had not even an inkling of that.
I mean, it was a very wildly popular server at the time. It was very short lived. Obviously, looking back now after seeing that video, there's a reason it was short lived. Yeah. But I think that had a lot to do with it.
When was the last time before that video or this kind of conversation that you heard the term dwarves versus zombies?
I miss that game so much. I loved that game.
I'm actually on a secret server that plays Dwarf versus Zombies.
Secret server.
Really? And, like, it's secret because everybody there was actually a huge hubbub at one point, like maybe a year ago now, where people were really upset that more people were actually joining onto the server because like there was rights and stuff for that particular game was not necessarily allowed, and so like you can't stream it, you can't. Well, I'm talking about now, but you can't. You're not supposed to talk about it or anything. But they basically set up this whole underground way to play Dwarves versus Zombies.
I remember there being some kind of weird... There was some kind of weird legal shit involved just because of the way it was coded, I think.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing about it at the time because it was the only... Like, there was a lot of Minecraft servers out there and a lot of them that had the same games, but they were the only server that had Dwarves versus Zombies, and it was a wildly addicting game mode. Like, it was so much fun. I didn't play a lot of Minecraft minigame servers just on my own. You know, most of the time I do it, I was doing it collaborative or making a video or something like that, but I played Dwarves versus Zombies.
And just think you helped fuel Rob's cocaine addiction.
Yeah, apparently I helped fuel this dude's coke habit and, you know, just child gambling schemes and shit.
And so, the other thing was that generic B is just a huge piece of shit, apparently. Which also kind of lines up with some other things I feel like I've heard implied over the last couple of years with like, I know, like I heard a couple years ago, Generic B, well, one, he tried to ask to rejoin Hermitcraft and they said no. Which also, for anyone noting or who doesn't know, he started Hermitcraft, but like he left it after like the first season, I think. So years and years ago. He hasn't been involved for the majority of its life. And then I also saw a couple years ago that he was implying that he was going to join in when the new season started, but it was all just like a big joke or something.
And he also recently did a donation thing where you could donate to him for like his dead giraffe that he doesn't have.
What?
He's just, something's always sat a little off with me about him. Like I enjoyed the content, especially like going back to classic Minecraft or Mindcrack with like the B team and the trial. And all like that because that for me is like peak Mindcrack, but it was like just a lot of stuff. Like I enjoyed watching him in collaborative settings, but there was just always something off about watching him on his own.
Mm-hmm. I never had that. He was like one of my favorites, and I didn't think a thing of it. And so finding out that he's like a grifter and a piece of shit is really surprising to me.
Yeah, he was definitely one of my favorites too. And like discovering that he was I kind of knew it, that he was kind of a piece of shit, because I've been keeping up with all the stuff as much as I could, and then finding out like totally for real that he was like the main reason that everything rumbled and caused Good to cry. I was like, oh man, I wish I could like you. Why do you?
Yeah,
but he's just greedy. And I fucking and I think Good mentioned that in the video too. It's just greed, and I fucking that's got to be one of the most despicable characteristics for a human being, is just greed.
Yeah, especially to have destroyed something like that, because I don't think Mindcrack ever would have lived on in the same sense that it did years ago.
That's the thing with there's a lot of ways that people just to real quick say the way content shifted. Like we're talking about, like the way they all made videos and to this day still make videos is not going to gather attention, and so they can complain about algorithms all they want. They're just simply not making videos that people want to watch, and I feel like it's a hard thing that a lot of people don't recognize but it's true. Sorry, you're recording for 20 minutes, it's just not that interesting.
But I mean, we live in a world of short form media.
It's because the fact that I don't have boobs. That's the reason. It's misogyny, obviously.
I got boobs, but they're just not very good.
All out here in our garages.
Yeah, maybe it's just you're not that interested.
Dicks out, tits out.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I mean, it's the form of content definitely I don't think would have stuck, but it's like the fact that it was very quickly dashed out of everything, and it kind of left some content creators, especially like Good, because I really have always enjoyed Good's content. He just seems like a very down to earth dude. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you could definitely tell that after all that went down, for completely understandable reasons, just the tones and his general personality shifted a lot, which I mean, my personality would shift as well if something I had worked for years to build up had just suddenly been taken away because one dude was being a dickhead. Yeah, by some dude being a greedy dickhead.
So Good was one that I could not really watch like by himself, but whenever he was like with a group, it was like I would gear towards watching him with people because he played off people so freaking well.
He did a really good job of that. I always just enjoyed him. I don't know why. I always liked watching his content. Mm-hmm. But I agree. He is excellent. He does really well in group comedy settings and stuff like that, and just talking in general. Like I loved listening to the Mindcrack podcast with him running it.
Oh yeah.
I think he did a really those
and
the
I feel
original
like the last season of Mindcrack I remember watching, they had a world border, and I remember there'd be episodes of him just going around and lighting up the world border and chatting, and those were fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So who was everybody's favorite Mindcracker, or first one that they remember watching?
Etho.
First one I remember watching was Kurt J. Mack.
Really? My first one I watched was actually Zisto.
I started watching Farlands or Bust very early on into that series, and then he joined Mindcrack.
I missed that series. That series was good.
He's still going.
Really?
He is still going. He does it in stream format.
He just did a Flobathon the other day, or a couple months ago. Yeah.
Really?
I missed when he was doing it. There was a long time there. I don't know if he still does it or not, but there was a long time there when he was doing regular episodes that he would upload them as podcasts, and I really enjoyed listening to those.
Yeah, I wonder if he still. I should get back into that.
God, I don't know if he does or not.
Too.
He's just a fun dude to listen to. I'm not a stream person. I can't watch streams, which is the main reason I kind of fell out of watching that show. Let me see. Farlands.
One of the things that I remember him saying, and he's actually one of the biggest reasons why I started doing YouTube videos and stuff like that, and started doing the Minecraft videos, was because he said that the reason why he started doing Minecraft videos was so that he could learn how to talk better and be more confident.
Sure.
And I was like, that's amazing. And I love that idea. So that's the reason why I actually started, was because I heard that. Like, I would watch Zisto, and then that led me to watch him. And then he said that, and I was like, yeah, no, I need to start doing that so I can learn how to talk better. And I still haven't learned how to talk yet.
No, well,
it does look like he stopped doing the podcast version a couple of months ago, or it looks like it really died off last year. But the latest one is from March. Okay. I think most of what he does with Farlands or Bust now, though, is streaming. Okay. But yeah, I mean, he's just incredible. I have always enjoyed just following his journey as a person, because I started watching him very early. I mean, I think I started watching his videos when he was like in the first 100 episodes of Farlands or Bust. Oh wow. And I kind of followed his just like his personal journey. He's like the first real, I'm going to call him influencer to use a modern term, but he's like the first real influencer I ever remember really identifying with, because he started out, he was always very vocal about, like Kitt said, why he was doing that to gain more confidence and work through things. And he just became a very good commentator. He was very eloquent. He talked about a lot of things I like to listen to, and just seeing him build up as a person. And it's like, especially seeing like he's married now, and like I still follow him on social media. He's married and he's got this big life going on, and he's a big streamer.
And his Minecraft skin is famously the 10th Doctor, and he likes to travel with K9. So again, Doctor Who reference, bringing it around.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's probably, I think he was probably always my favorite and my first.
Oh, and then also, I always like Kurt J. Mac. I also really liked Zisto, who also then when
Zisto,
after Minecraft.
Zisto was my first.
Did you guys ever watch Zisto Plays Minecraft after Minecraft?
Did.
And that was
I loved that series.
Fantastic.
And then he like randomly stopped.
To this day, that's still probably honestly the peak of Minecraft videos. I really legitimately do not think that it gets better than that series.
I think that's probably the best solo. I still enjoy the Mindcrack base a little bit more just for the cooperative aspect of it. But as a solo Minecraft Let's Play, he was so incredibly creative with that, and just is such a great series. Is he still doing
his
anything?
Group stuff was basically solo. So, I mean,
yeah.
But he do some incredible pranks on Minecraft days and stuff too. That like camera lens base that he was working on for, I don't know. I don't think he ever got even close to being done with it. But I think that was like season 3 was the main big long one that most people watched, I think. And
his last Zisto Plays Minecraft episode was 4 years ago.
Oh man, so shit.
That dude's got some talent, which I don't think he was ever like full-time YouTube either. I think he always still had a real job.
And you can tell he put a lot of fucking work into like every second of his videos. Because do you remember he would do pranks, like he would copy someone's video word for word, breath for breath, pause for pause.
Oh yeah, that dude was
like
fucking crazy.
Kendrick Lamar of Minecraft videos.
He's like insane, but also like clearly like a genius.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I want to go back and rewatch some of this stuff now.
Yeah, I always loved, and I still love to this day. I love Etho. I love Beetle Below. It's fortunate those two were always my favorite, and they're still around to this day.
Vintage Beef.
Oh, Vintage Beef.
Oh,
Beef
yeah,
Beef was my favorite.
Man, they're all so good.
I was so one of my favorite parts about that Good video was the fact that he called out like generic or Vintage Beef is the same person in real life as he is on his videos. Like he is just a chill, down to earth dude, and I am so glad he's not an asshole.
Me too, because whenever I couldn't sleep at night, I would actually listen to his videos.
Yeah,
he's just because his voice was just nice, and I was like,
just such a nice dude. He's got a great voice. He made some great videos. Yeah.
These days, do you guys watch Hermitcraft much?
I do.
I kind of go with it.
Hermitcraft a lot.
Do you watch Vintage Beefs?
I do.
Yeah, because I think
strangely, Vintage Beef is not the one that I watch the most, though.
Oh no,
not anymore. No.
I think okay. I'll say quick about Hermitcraft. I think Zedaf is kind of he's like Zisto's successor in that he's not in this kind of evil genius way, but they're both immensely creative content creators who are doing some really interesting stuff with the game. And then Vintage Beef, I think he's just doing like a really, it's maybe not the most like out of this world extraordinary stuff, but it's really consistently good. And I think that the trading card game that they've been doing is really cool and a good idea, and the artwork is gorgeous. So I think they're doing some really good stuff over there.
Yeah, I really like him. I still watch his stuff, but it's just not like whenever it first comes out, I'm like, okay, I don't jump on it immediately.
Yeah, I only jump on Etho and B-double-O. I jump on him so fucking hard.
Etho, B-double-O, because his stuff is just so freaking beautiful.
And he's so funny too. On top of it,
and then Grian is actually the one that I watched the most.
He's really talented as well. They've got a lot of very talented people on that server in general.
I also remember like whenever I was starting, like there was a while that I was just like I couldn't watch Minecraft video or anything, and I was like, back whenever I started seeing Green videos pop up, and I was like, fuck this guy, I hate him, he's the worst, I'm never gonna watch him. And then like a video of him like doing a joke, I was like, okay, that was pretty funny. And then I watched his videos, I was like, damn it. But I also only watch his videos in 2x speed, because that's how I watch most of my YouTube.
Oh,
and so
really,
I heard him in 1x speed. Oh, I'm a robot. That's what my wife says, because I only listen to things in 2x speed. But
I find this immensely disturbing, and I feel like we don't have time to talk about it right now.
We'll bring that up on the next episode.
I guess at the end of episode 5 here, I have to make a document for episode 6 just to know what the fuck.
Yeah, 2x speed is how I listen to things, and so hearing Green in 1x speed, I'm just like, I can't stand your voice right now because it's too slow.
It's too low and slow. I'm used to high pitch and speedy.
He only listens to Anecdotal Madness on 5x speed. Gotta get through this.
He likes it best when Chris sounds like Terry.
Well, see, the fact that my voice is so high pitch, I just want everybody to sound like.
Yeah, I feel comfortable like you're at home. Watching stuff at 2x speed.
Probably.
Like a lunatic. Okay. I just really need to know. Okay, let's see. Anything else on the doc? I have to pee, so we probably have to just go ahead and wrap this up.
I was gonna say the sun's starting to rise on this episode.
Well, so if you didn't know, this has been another rip-roaring episode of your favorite podcast. Not really, but kind of. Just kidding. It's
Good Morning,
Good Night, which you can find.
This is
every
the
other
Leech
Monday
podcast,
on
season 15.
StuckOnTheInternet.com or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Are any updates on Apple Podcasts? Is that
fuck Apple Podcasts?
Okay, fuck Apple Podcasts. We will see about that someday. We'll make a big announcement whenever we get that sorted out, or we won't, and you'll just eat shit. Apple, I don't know. Remember, you can also listen to our other shows, Anecdotal Madness and Pip Boys.
And maybe Super Serious one day when I can remember.
That's it's a little harder to do. And again, we were Go Bicker or not? Fuck.
Full-time
Stuck on the Internet was affected by the CrowdStrike outages. It was affected by hurricanes.
Yeah, we've had 2 hurricanes and a major IT outage.
Yeah,
we're behind on the show that takes literally the most amount of work to do.
Yeah, so yeah, all your comments out there, just chill.
Yeah, everybody who's demanding Super Serious episode 2, it's on the way.
They're like, we want milk, we want milk, we want milk.
Trust me, one day I will tell you all about milk, and it's gonna be wonderfully worth it. Watch our other shows in the meantime. Go watch Mindcrack again.
Go say hi to Good on the stream or something.
Give him a virtual hug for us.
Yeah.
From Stuck on the Internet. See if
And
that
then
guy's
tell him to
available. We'll
talk
have him
to
on the
us.
next episode.
Yeah.
We will be back
We'll have him on the next episode, Pip Boys.
September 9th. Ooh, a big week.
Oh boy. There's another birthday coming up.
It's happy birthday to Homeland Security and
happy birthday
loss
to
of
the
our
Department of Homeland Security.
Patriot Act, yay!
Also, last week was the last Pip Boys episode.
Last
It's
week?
dead now.
Oh,
We've only got
shit. Guy, no,
Yeah.
okay, but when are you gonna do more?
Everybody should subscribe or follow or listen, because
Okay,
next episodes of Pip Boys will come out whenever it is that I have time to actually record it and don't
Oh my
die in
God.
the thing.
I think the most important part is we're gonna wait until it cools off a little bit. There might be a little bit of a break on that. We're gonna make sure Anecdotal Madness is coming out, so it's at least one podcast out every week. This podcast will be out every other week. We've got a bunch of other podcasts that we're talking about supposedly doing. So it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but what about Pit Boys on Friday?
Good night.
Oh fuck. Good night.
Good night. Jeez, I'm so wet.